Welcome to part 2 of this 2-part session, Rapid Resolution Therapy to clear stuckness, financial stuckness, so that you can understand how actually a rapid resolution therapy session looks like when we are inside of the programs, the sessions, whatever we are doing. I use RRT to clear all this stuckness, thoughts, emotions, financial trauma, stuckness that we get there, so that you can apply whatever strategy we have drafted and move forward in such a light and rapid way. Part 2 is here, and I can wait for you to listen and leave me your comments. I want to invite you that if what you have heard on this episode or any other of the episodes before has resonated with you, please go ahead and rate this podcast, because we want to get to more people. And that's the only way that we have to get to more people. I will leave the link below here so that you can click and leave your review. But if not, just go to themoneymindset.hub.com/rate and you can submit your rating there. It will mean the world to us to have you rated and to be able to expand this podcast, grow your business. Okay, but before I let you into today's episode, come here. Be honest with me. How many times have you found yourself doing the extra thing, going the extra mile because you really, really want this goal, but the financial results are nowhere to be seen? You know you want your financial independence, but yet you find yourself spending more time and effort and money into crafting the perfect social media strategy, thinking what caption should I write, what picture should I post, when should I post it, instead of looking at the things that really matter with money. The exact same loop that I have seen hundreds of my clients throughout the years getting stuck. And the reason is one and one only. The type of habits that are driving your life, these habits are the leader of your show, of your business. And we have to stop them. The way that you do that is by adapting new ones. I have put together for you the top 5 financial habits for exponential growth with your business for you to download right now. Go to themoneymindset.hub.com/5. That is themoneymindset.hub.com/5 and download these top 5 financial habits for exponential growth, specifically for founders. Again, that is themoneymindset.hub.com/5. So what I want us to do next is to take this emotion and take this vision that after this has been more detail. So what I'm saying you to do is that you find the perfect structure for your business by just going and experimenting with it. And you find that structure and that way of working with your business by every day experimenting with it, with the marketing, with the offers, with the way that you want to really drive this business. And that brings that joy within. That's the results that everybody talks about. Just experimenting and experimenting in a way that feels good to you. Does it feel okay that I deepen our vision, our initial vision to this one?
Yeah, I think I would like that very much, because that's where I had most of my struggle with having to do all these kinds of things by myself, like the marketing, the sales, and I've done sales in my past career, but it's different when those sales, I don't know, it's just different when you do it for yourself. I don't know why. But I think I'd like very much more to do the sessions rather than be behind all these kinds of things. That's where I get caught in the results. Like, why is this not working? I don't have
Right.
patience anymore. And I like that you're saying to explore with it, and because basically exploring doesn't mean that you get the end result that you necessarily desire. The end result of an experiment is just to go further to the next step.
Right.
And I wish that for myself, for my subconscious mind, to get that not all experiments are 100% successful off the bat. So I
But
really like that.
I want to share a perspective with you that will be useful, and it is the following. Experimenting has 100% success rate in the terms of doing it. There is nothing that an experiment could fail because they have done it. And that is the magic of business. You cannot run a business from the watching side. You are not running it if you are watching it. You are not running it if you are in the gate thinking, is this going to work? Because that's a huge difference between corporate and running a business. For corporate, somebody else is doing that thinking for you. Somebody else have done and have told you, hey, I need you to plug and play on this part, and this is your role. And we have been programmed so well since we are little to follow instructions. Do this, do that, and you're going to get that. If you don't do this and if you don't do that, then you're not going to get that. Right. So employment adapts those things and works great. Now, business, what we adapt is I'm going to play with this, I'm going to play with that, and I'm going to see what happens. And depending on what happens, then it's the next step. It's an ever doing, evolving, and it's so much fun to do that because every time you're getting results. Thinking about having results, thinking about seeing results. What do you mean with seeing results? I'm seeing results every single time. The fact that I show up today here, it's a result of it. Those people that come from corporate will never understand. Those people that are in corporate will never understand that they need to wait for 30 days to have a result. I get to have results every single time.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to do this with me. I want you to look at the board and see there a corporate Reluca, let's call it. But this one will be different. Let's do this different. I want you to see black girl like me, curly hair, absolutely corporate dressed, and see her there at the distance and see her having her results, whatever that means. But see that she is not having results every single time like you do. And what would you tell her? What would you tell a person like that is just following the rules? She may want to put a business, but she's not willing to do that yet. What I would tell her, and I will give you a hint and you continue on it, is that having a business is so much joy because you get to see almost immediately the results. You cause the results. And those results comes in such a different flavors, shape, forms. And they are all fueling their business. Everything is fueling the business. Now, what happened there?
She was not really happy with what we said.
Yes. Now, let's get that feeling for 2 seconds and tell me if an image, a memory, or a belief comes up.
I think I don't know if it's a memory, but I think it's unclear at the moment. It's something like am seeing my dad. I don't know if he ever said this, but like everything that you do has a consequence.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, you have to be mindful of what you do, because that might fuck up your life or something like that.
So it's a belief. Let's call it a belief, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we agree that we see this belief as something that is that a belief?
Mm-hmm.
So a belief is just a thought that somebody has said it for enough times and that has been driving their behavior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now I think I see, now it's coming to mind where the memory comes from, where the belief was installed.
Now, I want you to tell me this from a third person perspective. So describe what is happening on that image, but don't say, just say she is doing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So she's, I think, 14.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like in a more rebel mind, because she's grown. She spent her childhood up to that point living with her father's parents. So her father's, on her father's side, grandparents.
Okay.
And now she went back home to live with her parents, and her dad is way stricter in terms of decisions to make in life. So that's the year when she's going to go to high school, take an exam, and then go to high school. And she's more in that rebel state of like, why do I need school? I don't like school. I don't know if I want to go to high school and go to school anymore, because it's so hard, and I don't necessarily want to do that. And then dad is like very pressuring into like, you're gonna fuck up your life, like that's no question. You're going to high school, that's out of the question of not having an education or something like that. So it's this clash between being like imposed to do something, and the wanting to do that thing because she likes it, because she wants it for herself. Like I think it's more the pressure of someone putting their own vision rather than growing it into her, if that makes sense. Like making decisions based on somebody else telling you to do that because you have to, and there's consequences if you don't, rather than you doing it because you like it and you want to do it for yourself. You want to follow.
Continue seeing her, and she's with that. Okay. Now, we understand that has its own belief. And we understand that for a 14 years old, that hasn't spent much time with her, it's easier to install these controlling narratives, right? I mean, if tomorrow I get a 14 years old that I haven't spent a lot of time to know how to inspire her rather than controlling her, it will be easier for me to lean into the old narratives, because as a parent, I want this child to be protective. And as a parent, I've been taught that education is the one way to get somebody not fucked up. I get that. We get that, right? So see her now, and you also are going to see me next to you, see her, and see how she gets it. She gets now, after 15 years of corporate career, very successful, after coming to Amsterdam and spending time with the founder of RRT after having your husband, your house, everything. Just see her and say, I get it. Because the thing is that your future is guaranteed. That thought wrongly that your future wasn't going to be guaranteed. That's how mine processed at that moment. Now, mine is processing the information from the other side, which is a more useful side. And she is not stuck any longer because she sees it. In fact, I want us to go a step further and see how that is telling all of this to this 14 years old Luca. And she goes like, meta. I get it. I truly do. I've been there. I've done that. Now I'm gonna move on. It's also guaranteed. I also get to go to Amsterdam. I also get to help people. And it feels so much better. And when you're done with that, open your eyes. How did it feel?
It felt beautiful because something came to my mind, like dad did, as you said, a parent wants their kid to be protected, and he did what he thought had value in that moment and was good to have done. No ill intent, but now I'm in the position because of that, because nothing was wrong, because everything happened for a reason. And the reason was so that I get to this point now where I can do whatever I feel like and whatever inspires me, right? And actually, my dad is very supportive right now of everything that I do. And that feels so nice to realize, because she realized that, okay, this is something that I'm not in a position right now maybe to be inspired. And this is something that I have to do in order to guarantee this future where I do get to experience those things that inspire me. And now I have the ability in my business to no longer being told what to do like it was when I was working in a corporate job. And now I get to do things on my own with nobody but myself to tell me what's the right thing to do, what feels right for me to do. So thank you very much.
You got it. Now, we are not done yet. I'm going to tweak the last one, but this has been so much progress. Like, I want you to realize how huge this is, because that right there, what you said, is what we need, is what we want every time, right, for the business. But now let's put the next step on what to do with your business. Do we have a client clear, a person that you want to talk with? So if today you had the perfect client for you in front of you, what would you say and what offer you would give to that person that is ready to work with you?
Well, one thing that came to me after Amsterdam, so maybe people don't know that we met 1.5 weeks ago, for an event in Amsterdam, and we two got to talking, and I was sharing a bit about my struggles with my business with you, and you said something like, you don't necessarily have to sell the end result. You can sell the process that you're in. And that kind of stuck with me. In that moment, I didn't know what to do with it. But then I came home, and what came to me was like, well, if I were to work with someone and I would be in the position of the client, not the facilitator myself, why would I go to myself? And then what came to me was like, because there's a lot of people that are starting off in business. And I think that someone that is 20 years in business, with all with all gratitude and for them, for what they bring. But it's harder to relate to somebody that's just starting off in business when you're longer down the line. As with someone who just started off, it's easier to, be in that process together. So long story short, what came to my mind was like, well, I would like to work with someone that is not further down the line, like having a multi-million business right now, because I don't think I can relate and they can relate to me anymore. Like there's not that 100% connection, if you know what I mean. But rather that with someone that maybe is 6 steps before me, right? So that they can share in my process. And I thought, like, if I were the client, I think for me, the client is somebody that's maybe just starting off in business where I was years ago, or where they're trying to transition from a corporate job to following in their path, to following in their mission. And they just need that support. They want their fears to be worked on, their blocks, their limiting beliefs, things that I've conquered in order to get to this point, because I started the business, but I'm still here, regardless of the ups and downs. So I think my ideal client, sorry to make this such a long epilogue,
So good.
is somebody that's where I was maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and who's looking for that push, for that nudge, for that support, for that, as you said, like I'm right there next to you and we're seeing them together, like for that bump in shoulder, like you got it and let's work on this and let's work on that. What's your next step? And so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
That's where.
So we can say that the person that you will have in front of you, it's somebody that is still in corporate and wants to put their business, but don't know and have no idea how to start in a way that they can make this transition. Is that correct?
Yes, or somebody that's just started, like they're doing courses, but they're not yet started in their business. Like they have, for example, fear to expose themselves on social media, to create content. They don't yet know where to go in terms of, yeah.
What I'm doing here is to get the next step that we are going to do. So when you say person a person that just started it, there are so many things as you have experienced to get done in a business. We get to do marketing. We get to do the sales process. We get to do the program or the content creation. That means creating your programs, creating your offers, creating everything, not social media content creation or marketing, but your content itself, your offers. We get to do finances. There is so many things to get done. And in all of them, you can encounter fears, you can encounter challenges, especially if you are foreigner to each of those departments, right? Which one will be the department that you will start supporting these people with?
I think getting clear on the offer is what I would be most useful, because I rely on what I previously was doing in my career. And this was my forte, like get problems solved for people. I'm not experienced in finances or digital marketing or things like that. I have some knowledge, but I wouldn't say it's my expertise. So I think I would focus on that, like creating the best offer, matching it with your ideal client, then next steps from this? Like, how do you market it? What do you offer? What are your advantages? What do you bring? And as you said, there are a lot of fears that come with this, and blocks along the way, like your mind bringing all these kinds of stuff to the surface. It's a very challenging period to put yourself out there and get to clients. So that's what I would like.
Talking about clarity and next steps, I don't see any uncertainty in there. I see it's very like, if I'm crafting an offer and I have no idea what to do, and I know you, I would go to you. Where is not clarity and not having the next steps done?
Yeah, I think it's in that area where I now see that I need some help with the marketing and the sales. Like, I've been trying to do everything by myself, and maybe like acknowledging that it's not my forte is something that, okay, then just go out and seek some help. I have the idea, I have the offer, I have in my mind the process of what I would like to offer to people.
Right.
And like, even how many months of what it would consist of. And yeah, I think now just ideas are coming to my mind as I'm speaking to you. It's amazing.
Then the process is done.
Yeah, I'm starting to think like, videos and a course and this and that, like resources that I need to put together for this. And yeah, it's just amazing.
Okay. Now, let's seal this beautiful, because I know that you are like, okay, Ale, let me get out because I need to start working on this. What we're going to do is that I want to take this energy and put a color to it, a sense to it.
Okay, orange.
And a wild animal.
So the color is orange.
Yeah.
The scent is, I think, jasmine.
Of course, it's jasmine. I love it. Okay.
And the wild animal is a wild panther.
Talking about going for it and not entertaining anything else. You know something about Black Panthers? We have Black Panthers in Colombia, well, our own version. And they are such a interesting animal because they are so loving towards their family and their group. But they are so powerful. And even when they stay still, they are like standing the ground. Everybody can see them and can feel them. That's the most important of a panther. We can feel miles away when there is a panther around. So I love that wild animal. And that's the energy that we are going to use to seal the process and to conclude our session today. And I want us to conclude in a subconscious level. So just deepening all these things. So if you can put your hand again on the desk and focus now in a different point than before, and now see how this energy of that specific point has changed. Before, you couldn't see the movement. Now you are aware, consciously and subconsciously, of the movement of that point. Now, when your eyes close, even if you don't see it, you feel it. The energy has expanded. The energy has gone 10 times bigger. And this energy has become orange. And now you go deeper and deeper with this energy. And subconscious is responding every single time that we are talking, and every single time that your fingers twitch and moves. And that your hand just wonders what it's going to do next. And as each finger moves, mind thinks yes. So it's yes, yes, yes. That's it. Responsiveness, that's it. And mine is organizing, processing, letting all that we have talked today sink in deeper and deeper. Every time, more deeper. Organizing, fueling this vision with orange, feeling the energy of panther, fueling the energy of jasmine. And everything that we have to do to come back to that joyful moment of knowing that results are always there, of fueling that creativity, that problem solving, of guiding these people. All that you have to do is to inhale jasmine, orange, and panther. And every time goes deeper and deeper. That's it. And every time deeper and deeper, organizing, releasing, orange, jasmine, panther. And ever so slowly, you are coming back, inhaling, orange, jasmine, panther, exhaling, release. There you go. How are we feeling?
I felt relaxed again, but more grounded. Like my energy wasn't like floating on pink clouds. It was like, okay, I'm good to go now. Like it feels so good to know what to do. And I feel like I'm no longer rushing into getting it done, like not getting it done tomorrow. Like I understand that. I think the best part is that now I understand that I'm experimenting with my business and that it's okay to have ideas, to try them out and see where they get me, a learning process. It's a learning curve as well. And then maybe have another idea and another idea. And this is how I always like, it's not one, like a one job, you know, I had one, like worked in one place for 10 years. And even there, I didn't do the same thing for the whole 10 years. And I think that I was struggling to get my business to a point like I was frustrated. Why do I have a new idea every month? Why do I put out a different course every 2-3 months? Why can I settle for one thing? And now I feel like, oh, but that's very good because that's what a business means. You try out different things and that's what keeps it going. Because if you do the same thing for 15 years, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do the same thing, but you need to reinvent at some point. You have right to move forward. So I think that's one of the greatest things that got a lot of load off of me. To get like, you're experimenting. Some things are gonna have amazing financial results, so to say, because now I understand that everything has a result, and others might not, but they still have the result because you're learning from them. And that's a result in itself. So a lot of insights, a lot of ahas came from this session. So thank you so much.
You are very welcome. And I'm very happy we got this done. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it there. Go ahead and enjoy this energy. Remember that just to activate it, orange, jasmine, and panther, do that for today for 2 seconds throughout the day, and it will be a bigger impact. And I can't wait to see what is the next thing that you're going to do. Just keep me posted.
Thank you so much, Alejandra.
Okay, but before I let you go, did you know that you have a space where your money mindset work is made extra simple so that you can increase your income, better your relationship with money, and grow your business in such a simple and easy way? Go to themoneymindset.hub.com and choose your path and start making those changes easily and effortlessly. That is themoneymindset.hub.com.